All right. Oop. He says as he accidentally clicks on a Venerated Loxodon. Mono White Tempered Steel. Tempered Steel, a card from the 3rd Historic Anthology. Artifact creatures here you control get +2/+2. So we've got a bunch of artifact critters to combine with these. We've got Steel Overseer as a way to pay off our artifact creatures. We've got Venerated Loxodon as a means of pumping up all those creatures as we flood the board. This is actually an archetype that I think is probably going to be worth exploring more once we get more of Pioneer into this format. For example, this is a deck that would really love the card Hangerback Walker. So, like, this is a good example of a deck that, like, once all of Pioneer is on this client, this Dex in Historic will still be different and unique from Pioneer because they have older cards like Tempered Steel added to the format. Yeah, Walking Ballista would be good too. Ballista and Hangerback Walker would both be good. Things like Beaumont Courier could be okay. We've got things like Lurrus as well as Brassi's Lieutenant here to help us play through sweepers a little bit. So let's go ahead and pop on in here and see if this deck feels like it's capable of keeping up with things like Groll or punching through the more controlling decks in the format. Does Lurrus not have a full art? It doesn't have a full art that I can currently purchase because Wizards of the Coast and decisions. Stream title, thank you. Yeah, I think Lurrus, a couple people in chat have mentioned Emery now. I think Lurrus is just better than Emery. It has better stat line on its own, and it can attack while recasting your stuff from the bin. Emery is technically 1 to 2 mana sometimes, but you don't need this effect till later in the game anyways. Is this a Concedes to Breeding Pool deck? I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, Lurrus also doesn't make you play a bunch of potentially tapped lands in your aggro deck. We're dead here at this point, right? Something to land. They're definitely a sweeper deck, so let's board in Adversary Tyrants. I'm gonna trim the Mecha Godzillas. Selfless Savior is probably good for that reason too. This is probably terrible against tough rebouncing stuff. They could just be a Bant deck. They're not necessarily a Reclamation deck. I think this is a mulligan. Like, my threats aren't very good and I don't have one of my payoffs. One of the things you're really looking for in this deck is one of your 12 payoffs. So, Venerated Loxodon, Steel Overseer, Tempered Steel. These are our cards that really allow us to generate big board presence. So looking ideally for one of those 12 cards in my opener along with some support. See how this deck compares to the mono white life gain. I don't think there's a very good direct comparison there. The white life gain deck is a little bit more of a mid-range aggro deck, whereas this is trying to be a little bit lower to the ground. Thanks for the 15 months, Z-Man. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And Zerblin, thanks for the 23 months. All right, we have 10 power on turn 3. Go. I have Lurrus to insulate against a sweeper here, so I don't think I need 2 different cards that can help insulate against sweepers. Yeah, Raid's arena setup is pretty bad, Gerd. Their big issue is they don't get rid of teams that deteriorate out. So like when people stop playing, their teams from like gold float down into silver and bronze, which is bad. I'm playing out Lurrus here, so should they go blue source Teferi, they're still dead. That's a pretty interesting and stimulating game of Magic the Gathering. Both teams tried hard. Yeah, this is good. I think I bottom the second Overseer here. Keep the pup to protect the first one from a sweeper. Yeah. Who's got 2 thumbs and is ready to get swept on turn 3? This guy right here. I'm playing this out now, so that way it can attack next turn once I put a counter on it. As is often the case in Magic, the answer, can my aggro deck beat a sweeper, is no. So we just, I mean, not playing stuff out also means I lose, so I just won't have enough stuff in play. Steel Overseer notably only makes artifact creatures bigger, so even though I'm going to have a board presence left over, the Steel Overseer doesn't really do anything at this point. Yeah, I don't know that Hangerback Walker really helps us not be dead there. Like the turn 3 sweeper is probably killing you pretty dead regardless. Sure. Why not? A snake, a snake. Oh, it's a snake. In the defense of one-sided prison cards, symmetrical prison cards also suck to play against. They suck marginally less, but they're still pretty awful.
We will meet again.
Yeah, symmetrical prison cards at least have something of a deck building cost. Agree with that. Generally speaking.
I'm known for my excellence. You know what? I'm not done.
Yeah, that's a good... I agree with Brinkwater summary. Asymmetrical prison cards feel less unfair, but they're still not fun to deal with. Big agree. Are we in garbage time? I don't know. I get to kill their Teferi here, right? I don't think we're just dead. Ah, Chad, I just have to take the Sparring Construct. Why don't you believe in me, chat? Sparring Construct is going the distance. He's going ball speed. He's all alone. You think if Teferi was symmetrical, it would be unplayable? Yes. It would only be playable if Teferi was symmetrical and Narset were symmetrical. They would only be hate cards instead of cards that everybody can play. The big problem with this as a design and Narset as a design being one-sided is that the decks you want to play these cards against are also decks that want to play them. This card would actually be a really sweet, like, white weenie sideboard card against control if they were symmetrical. Over Varsity Lieutenant? I can see that. Like, there could definitely be merit to just being like, okay, we're never beating these sweepers. Let's just try and get under them. I don't think that's an unreasonable stance to take, Bombs. Definitely Ocario. I don't hate that. Is this card actually good? Can I search Godzilla in here yet? No, I can't. What is that card called? This non-Godzilla mode called? Crystalline Giant. I'll leave one of those. I'm gonna try the all that glitters. Alright. It's on my Stream Decker page, future guy. If Stream Decker is currently having issues, you need to wait till later. I think we're gonna Loxodon. I could play these both out and then Tempered Steel next turn, but I think I'd rather Loxodon first. The problem is the amount of pressure. Maybe Gideon could be okay, but like, as a sideboard card, maybe it's better than Lurrus in the main deck because it's more aggressive than Lurrus. Is Vanguard good enough? Once we start playing things like, and that's the other thing too, like, once we start playing things like Adanto Vanguard, we kind of like veer off into being a different deck, right? Gideon, stuff like that. Like, and like, being a white weenie Loxodon deck is probably fine. I think there's probably a good white weenie aggro deck in this format that plays this card. But I also just, like, kind of think that's a different deck. Main deck Gemrazor. Yep. Has reach too. All that glitters. Looking pretty good, chat. Looking pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying my opponent shouldn't be playing this card. I'm just saying peak Magic is queuing up your artifact and enchantments deck and then immediately queuing into someone who is playing this card, right? It's a part where they have, like, second Gemrazor and kill both my Ornithopters. Waited my 30 minutes to say I respect streamers that bad. God bless Bobcat Blues. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Alright, so I think this is a matchup where is Tempered Steel coming out? I feel like this is a Tempered Steel out matchup. This feels like a Unbreakable Formation matchup. What if we board in Baffling End and Unbreakable Formation? So, Formation is a card that people often recommend for countering sweepers that I don't think is actually very good at that job. It's a card where it's difficult to hold up 3 mana. Its goal is to allow us to punch through board states in matchups like this where the boards can sometimes get a little bit gummy. Easy mulligan here, no decent payoff. Yeah, this seems fine. What did I play in Modern when Birthing Pod was legal? Blue-Red Delver. gonna get Gem Razored and be sad here, but I think this is the play. Are there any cards that would be better for countering sweepers? Fight is an okay card for countering sweepers. We also have the Pupper that's an okay card for countering sweepers. Is the RTX voice thing new, or is I never noticed it before? It's new in the last couple of weeks. Last month, maybe? Maybe about a month? Treasure Cruise a Swiss Spear? No. Was birthing pod legal when Cruise was legal? Like, maybe for like half a second? And for people ask why I need the RTX voice, even if it gets a little bit obnoxious when I clip, my air conditioner is currently running, and RTX voice 100% filters it out. So it is currently in the middle of a streak of mid-90s here in Central Illinois. So like running the AC with the rest of the family home is not optional. Would you like to trade 4 things for my Serpent? I guess I don't even have to offer that, right? We'll just, like, wait till next turn. I'm gonna attack with Loxodon, and then next turn we can Baffling End, exile the Ooze. This will be a 14/14. I am aware of what the AC sounds like, and it is much worse than the occasional clipping. It is literally a constant hum underneath the bottom of the stream. Anybody who thinks they can hear my AC is hearing things. You can't. Dang it. My thing's bigger than your thing. Neener, neener, neener. A snake, a snake. Oh, it's a snake. Can I do anything about the noise from the AC? No. Yes, I can. I can turn on RTX voice, which completely filters it out. So, yes, I can. That's why I bought a $1,000 graphics card to have RTX voice filter it out. Yeah, it's possible I should get aggressive with this to force a trade so they can't rip Gem Razor and kill me. I was asking for their AC. Oh, yeah, I got nothing for you. They draw a Disenchant. Am I about to get, like, natural ordered? Sure. Okay. Is that a bad block? Maybe that's a bad block. Now it really looks like a bad block, huh? Should have made this unblockable. Missed 2 points. It's gonna be a whole turn here. The slow 2/2 burn. That's true. Gingerbrute is very good with all the glitters. So they'd be dead this turn if I had taken the correct line and given this unblockable 2 turns ago. That being said, it's looking like we're going to be okay here. I explicitly untapped the weaker Gingerbrute, so this way in a pinch I can sack it to gain 3 in case I need to stay alive. Yep, punished. So, if I lose this game, we deserve it, right? I could have, would have been guaranteed to win if I had made my thing unblockable. So, here's what it is. I have a 1-drop here, but I got Steel Overseer into Voltaic Servant, so I feel like that's got to be a keep. Brutal. Our hand is very shiny. They only have 8 power total, so let's go ahead and attack here. This untaps itself at end of turn. All in. This basket can fit so many eggs, right? Abyss you. Go. Listen, chat, I'm not saying we have a good plan. I'm just saying that a plan exists. I'm not saying the plan is good. I'm just saying it's what we've got, so we're going with it. Okay, so this has 21 toughness. They have 21... How much tough... They have 21 power. They have 6, 10, 14, 19. Am I okay trading this for their entire board? I think I am, right? Because I'll have these 2 left over. So 4 for 4 it is. It is definitely a 4 for 4. Trade Z's. We're at Wendy's. I'm gonna Baffling End this Land War Elves, because it means if they draw Gem Razor, they can't kill my Stonecoil Serpent with it. Ooh, that's a good thought. And again, if I would have made the attack with Sparring Construct last turn, they'd be dead this turn. Yeah, I definitely should have attacked with Sparring Construct when I offered the 4-for-4 trade. All right, we ended up winning anyways, but that's a good thing to point out. I appreciate it. We just had to jazz up our deck with a little bit of glitter, chat. Won the die roll. This is okay. Not amazing, but fine. We played red-black control in Historic to start the day. Attack with Wild Nicottle. So this will give us a 6-6 next turn. Eggs meat basket. So I'm definitely attacking. The question is, do I Lurrus this turn and replay Stonecoil, or do I just Sparring Construct? I think I Lurrus replace Stonecoil. Oh, I technically can do both, can't I? I think I want it to be a 3-3, though. Do I? Nah, I think you're right, actually, Brandon. Yeah, I missed a point of damage. I should have done this pre-combat. Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't think about playing it for 0 because of Tempered Steel. It's a good line. So I missed. They should be at 8 if I had played Sparring Construct pre-combat. Block. Yes, Lurrus can only cast Stonecoil Serpent for 2.
I can help you no longer.
Opponent forgot this has Trample. Feels like an Unbreakable Formation matchup. I think all the green creature matchups want to play this card. This card garbage. I feel like this card is garbage. I might cut this after we're done. A sideboard card at best. Yeah, I'm not even sure you really want to sideboard it in, right? I'm gonna YOLO this on the draw. Nailed it. Oh, you know what? I should probably just put that on Ornithopter, huh? Because Ornithopter's flying. Yeah, this is probably better off on Ornithopter. There has been a lot of reclamation in the format. I've just started conceding to all the reclamation players, John. In large part because I'm going to be, we're going to be banning those from the Hoaglandia Open anyways. They just suck to play against. Yep. They came for our gun drop buttons, chat. How's this been? Okay so far. Sand's great. That's an excellent pickup. Their start's pretty slow. Like, they're gonna get to kill my Overseer here, but it's gonna activate twice. Okie doke. Okie dokie. This is lethal, right? No! 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 All right, we won the game. We won the game. We won the game. Shh. 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 We won the game. We won the game. Our deck won. It's fine. I don't care about this. We concede all the time. We concede all the time. It's fine. We got there. They were taking 9. Rip. Rip. Poor little gingerbread man. Poor little gingerbread man. All right, let's get these Ozoliths. Let's get this Mecha Godzilla. What are the artifact creatures in... What are the 1-mana artifact creatures? We have this guy. We have a Pappet. That was indeed for lethal, right? These are actually the only other playable 1-drop artifacts. That's sad. I guess there's technically... We have, Why isn't what's-his-name showing up? There's the Chamber Sentry. It's technically a thing. Yeah, we could just play some protection spells in the main deck. Could just play like Selfless Savior. It's probably better than Ornithopter. I guess Ornithopter is better with Tempered Steel. You have 22 artifacts with this configuration. Venerated Loxodon's only been okay. Maybe I don't need this, because this is like 16 payoffs. This has been a little clunky. What if I do this? Think I like this. Are there any colorless lands worth playing? I don't think so. I guess Karn's Bastion's like technically a card. Of course they have to restart. Yeah, there's like Karn's Bastion and the Scryland, but I've got like 6 double white cards. Mobilized District. I actually don't hate that. I like attacking people. Honestly, is that better than Castle? Castle seems kind of whatever. Yeah, I like that idea. What if we just do this? Just like trim the Loxodons, like play 4 Lurrus. It helps Karn's Bastion. It helps Mobilized District activate too. Nah, paying 4 mana for this is infinite mana. Next to 19 months, PKJF, 3 more months. You like Chamber Sentry? I don't know that I like Chamber Sentry better than anything we're already doing here. I kinda like Selfless Savior in the main deck as a way to protect the thing we're putting glitters on. It's also like randomly okay against it's randomly okay against sweepers too. You could Selfless Savior to save your Lurrus, and then Lurrus, like, yeah, because we added this, and like this can save Lurrus, and then Lurrus can rebuild your board, which is nice. I don't hate a couple of these against removal decks, I don't think. Put a couple of those in there. Let's play some more games. I like the Pupper over Life's Bounty in the main because the Pupper protects from sweepers, which seems ideal. The life linker also forces you to leave mana up, which is relevant. I think once you start veering into things like Dauntless, I think Dauntless Bodyguard is much worse than Savior, and I think it's probably worse than Life's Bounty as well. Like, having to pick one specific thing when you play it is a big deal. I also think, like, if you veer off of what's the word that I'm searching for? If you veer off of artifacts too much, you move away from being a Tempered Steel deck. You move away from being a Steel Overseer deck. Pupper's also a good boy, which is true. And all right, fourth. Just another day. Just another day in the neighborhood. That's beautiful. Alright, don't kill my Overseer. Don't do it. No stomp, no ambush. No stomp, no ambush. No stomp, no ambush. Deal. No blocks. 17. That's a fantastic draw. We'd love to see it. That's really aggressive. I just assumed they weren't going to attack, but I guess their hand's bad enough that they feel like they have to. Yeah, I don't think they're winning either way, so it's probably fine. This is, like, really impressive for our deck here, right? Just, like, really solid linear draw. Lintix, thanks for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, and like they had a good start too, right? Like they had a double burning tree start. Like they went elf into double or pelt collector into double burning tree. How do we want to board here? I think it's just like Ornithopter out, Baffling End in. Seems fine. How do we feel about Formation versus Tempered Steel? I kind of like, especially on the draw, having some Formation, because it lets us be aggressive while also playing defense a little bit. Let's try that. See how those feel. Straw land, huh? I think we're just trading here. Attack's probably free and I should take it. I don't think they're trading their land war elf there. They have Questing Beast as a follow-up here. My Baffling End looks pretty embarrassing and is awkward. Okay. I guess they could still have Questing Beast. Heals Magic Man. You got 2 thumbs and concedes to Embercleave. This guy right here. Split the difference on the play. Maybe I don't want as many Baffling Ends on the play. Leave my more aggressive cards in. Sure. I think I'm gonna bottom the steel versus the formation here. Ajani is in the sideboard for decks that have sweepers. He's a card that's similar. Think of Ajani as copies of Lurrus 5 and 6 in the sideboard. They don't have a red source here. Hey, Elite Bert. Thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Do they have removal and just elected not to hit Steel Overseer last turn? Definitely just going to 5 here. He has another red to cleave, and even if they find cleave, we could be okay. On the back of Lurrus. If we get to... If they don't kill anything on our board, we get to activate this, and then next turn Unbreakable Formation, attack, and then activate this after attacks, because it'll have Vigilance in addition to Indestructible. So again, Formation really kind of showing off what it can do in these creature mirrors, where the boards tend to stall a little bit. Lets us punch through profitably. Wow, that's really good. Exile's my thing, too. Thought about Angelic Ascension. That's actually a really interesting one. So the problem with Ascension is that I don't have a profitable way to take the Angel token out of circulation. So, like, if we play that, we're basically going to get brick walled by the 4/4. Wouldn't a 3/3 Serpent be better to leave mana? But the Serpent one's out of the graveyard. You can only cast things with total converted mana cost of 2 with the Lurrus. I could have made a mana to make this unblockable, but if they wanted to chump block it, I think I was okay with that. And then, are they dead here? We one short of lethal. This is only +3/+3, right? Oh, I'm so dumb. This has haste. Should have put it on here. QB can block the Gingerbrute. Yep. Forgot about that. That's fine. Yeah, I can recast it. I can also recast the All That Glitter. So, like, I think my line's still the same here. I just definitely forgot. I forgot that it could block, the Questing Beast could block it, but my line doesn't change if I think about that either, so. And then I think I actually just recast this turn, in case they draw something to kill Lurrus. Wonder if we'll see them, like, throw their stuff away to try and get a draw trigger with this. Oh, I'm so dumb. This is lethal. Ah! Ah! It'll be okay. It's gonna be okay. Our deck's busted, chat. We're gonna win anyways. Want to give him a sporting chance. Yeah, it would have made this thing lethal with trample. So obviously this could block these because it is haste, but it would have made this an 8/8, and these can't block this. Alex, thanks for 33 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, Lurrus was fantastic here. That is an older one, Shin. That's probably through his esports org, I'd imagine, Dig. He's part of TSM. I mean, I had really low expectations going into this, but this has definitely thoroughly exceeded them. If you're having issues getting registered on MTG Melee, I would recommend reaching out to their support people. Please, there was some confusion with the Discord, so having your Discord verified means you need to link your Discord to MTG Melee, not that you need to be in the subs Discord server. So it's not asking you to verify that your Twitch is linked to Discord, it's asking you to verify that your Discord is linked to Melee. I'm mulligan this. This is fine, right? Bottom Lurrus in the dark. Alright, there's our land. Oh, missed the value of attacking with Ornithopter there. He's gonna get to untap it anyways. Punted. Oh, yeah. You stomp that Ornithopter, opponent. You stomp it into the ground. The entry fee for the tournament is being added to the prize support for the tournament, Mr. Bips. So $1 of the $6 entry fee goes to MTG Melee as a processing fee, and then $5 goes to Cool Stuff Inc. The expanded prize support for the tournament will mean everybody that gets at least 5 match wins will be eligible, will get prizes. And the prize breakdown is listed on the tournament page. That's super generous. Yeah, I was really happy that Cool Stuff Inc. agreed to scale the prizes for me. This is the way they cleave our face, cleave our face, cleave our face. This is the way they cleave our face. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Could just be a concession attack too, but probably cleave. Never not cleave, chat. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Boop boop boop. Well, that was pretty hot. They drew cleave and then they died anyways. You love to see it. It was both. It was, wasn't it? I think this is my board plan here. Bring in Baffling Ends, bring in Unbreakable Formations, and then on the play, go 2 of these and 4 Tempered Steel. Yeah, I agree, Time Lord. If opponent would have put Cleave on the Giant, they could have first striked, kept their ooze alive, then the ooze eventually wins the game. It's a little speculative, but if we hit our second land, it's pretty good. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'm supposed to lead on Selfless Savior. So that way if they have removal on 2, I keep this alive. Yeah, actually, I think that's wrong. I think I'm supposed to lead on Selfless Savior. I would recommend you read the giant piles of paragraphs that are written in the event. If you are playing in the open, you should read top to bottom everything in that event description. Please and thank you. Took a lot of time to write it out. All the details you need to know are included in there. One could argue that reading is even essential. At least the event text is shorter than Questing Beast. You're not wrong. Alright, no block. 16. So they get to sacrifice this to kill it, but that's fine, because now it'll go to my graveyard. Which means Lurrus can recast it down the line. Which is what we're going for here. Looking for a land. Nailed it. Until Scoos makes an appearance. I mean, I can't beat a Scavenging Ooze, so there's no reason to talk about it. Don't play around things you can't beat anyways. The best piece of Magic advice I can give you. Like here, I am in a can't beat Embercleave position, so we're just not gonna worry about it. If they don't have Embercleave, we're in a very reasonable spot. I get to go block here, sack this. Alright, so the last card is always Embercleave. Magic is a very low player agency game. Sometimes you die. Oh good, my desk is completely broken. It needs to be fully reset. Nice. Ugh, piece of garbage. Someone residing in North Ohio, I can confirm Cleveland is visible. Does Cleve rotate out? It doesn't. We're going to be stuck playing against Cleve in Standard until fall of 2021. Yeah, it's really something. I think I want to keep my guaranteed 3 lands. Do we lose Brontodon, though? I actually don't know on that. Is it an M21? Okay. I knew it got reprinted at some point, but I wasn't sure where. Alright, attack for 2 into attack for 9. I think I just Tempered Steel and smacked them for 6. It's close. Seer. Oh! Yeah, playing Overseer after Steel saves it from Stomp. I guess Lava Coiled either way. I think I play the Servant first. Domri's Ambush. Really? Makes us a 5/5/2. Yikes. He planned to stream Grifflands again. So no, Grifflands was sponsored content. No plans to do that of my own volition. Not particularly popular enough to justify dedicated stream time to. To claim either way. It's gonna be a 5/5. Need to draw one of our 2 Baffling Ends. Okay. It's a pretty good one. That's just better, right? I mean, all these things dying are good for their scavenging ooze. Like, there's one... Besides Runeterra, which non-magic game has done the best for you? None really. Most non-magic games consistently have like 25 to 30% of my normal Magic viewership. Runeterra consistently has 50 to 60% of my normal Magic viewership. No, that's not even true. Hex had much lower than my average Magic viewership. There's a reason why this wasn't my job when I was streaming Hex. Can I kill them on the backswing? So this is going to be 7. I think we can kill them on the backswing. Yeah, Mythgard was a fine game, and like Griftlands was a fine game too. It's just like, these aren't games that I can play that, you know, enable this to be my job. They are going to gain some life here, that's true. I've, what, 3, 4 life gain rolled up? One more creature in there. Hey, Wolfie, thanks for the 19 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Yeah, this deck's been really good. I mean, this deck's been a lot of fun. I don't know if it's competitive, but it's generated some interesting lines and fun games. Unbreakable Formation really flexing its muscles here in the creature matchup. So this second formation should be lights out. You lost to Primate decks. Yeah, the Primate decks are going to be good against you. When you're playing a tier 2 deck or tier 3 deck, you're not going to be good against everything. That's just how Magic works. They did on the backswing, or can they peel a burn spell? We're gonna get to pump once here. I'm just conceding, sure. Don't need to double block, right? I don't get a 1/1 counter if I'm playing at an instant speed. Yeah, addendum was only when you played a sorcery. Is there a reason to kill skews? Yeah, if we don't kill them on the backswing. Read your articles. I'm building mana bases for Modern. How much of that would translate to Historic? There's an article... I don't even remember what article you're talking to about building mana bases in Modern, but this article from Frank Karsten, as far as building mana bases go, is kind of like a good baseline. Mostly building mana bases is mostly just like counting number of pips that your lands make. How long till Runeterra content? I think we're gonna do this is gonna be the last match here. Unless this is a Nexus deck that I'm gonna concede to and go to the next one, we're gonna play one more match of Magic and then we're gonna jump to Runeterra. I'm glad that there's people in chat that are excited about that though. I'm enjoying Runeterra myself. Yeah, I think this thing's good. I'm gonna keep this. I think I'm gonna bottom Plains here. Yeah, like creature-based matchups that don't involve Embercleave are like some of the best Magic that exists. Like, it is my genuinely favorite way to play the game. It's so sad that so much of Magic has devolved into just these combo fests in recent designs. Yeah, I think the life gain decks are super reasonable and Historic. You can find my preferred build of the life gain archetype on my website. Yeah, that is part of why I love Runeterra. Like, if you've watched me play Magic a ton, you know I've often said creature combat decks where combat tricks are playable is my favorite way to enjoy Magic, and Runeterra is just like endless playable combat tricks. It's so much fun for me. Super combat focused, very much play into the board. Combat tricks are playable. All right, I'm gonna... Brandon Lee Taco, thanks for the half year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Neck on Fire and Golgari, in case I missed you. Do I even want to play this out? We might kill them. We might be okay here. I don't know. I kind of want to see if our deck can, like, beat their sweeper here. And again, like, at the end of the day, like, I don't think, like, the decks I'm conceding to Reclamation with, I don't think the games are unwinnable. I just think they're mostly boring. That's what it comes down to. How do you tap all your lands instantly like that? QQ. I'd like to think whoever made the hotkey to tap all your lands QQ knew exactly what they were doing. Definitely a millennial. Alright, I said I was gonna play one more full match, so I'm gonna find one more. No, I didn't have fun. You just paired me against Reclamation. Get out of here, Magic Arena. I just conceded the match after game one. How do you think I feel? Good pull. Good chat. Just pro tip, Wizards. If I concede the match after game one, you don't need to ask the survey. You should just automatically count it as a frowny face. You should know better. Alternative post-game question, are you okay with how we manage our formats? Yep. That'll be a nice one. I don't know. For the record, I don't think them asking that question is inherently a bad thing. I just think it's funny for them to ask that question after I've just conceded a match after game 1. Just to make my position abundantly clear, them collecting information like that is fine. I'm gonna all that glitters here to encourage them to spend removal on the Gingerbrute, so that way maybe Steel Overseer can live. Looking to fade Reckless Rage here. The game was so fun you had to concede so you could tell other people how much fun it was. Hey, that's fair. Fair. Bottom. Love to see it. You love to see it, chat. Come on, hit me for 3. Hit me for 3. Don't kill my Gingerbrute. Alright, deal. 4 is fine too. Alright, so... am I just playing my second All That Glitters here? I feel like I'm just playing the second All That Glitters in the Sparring Construct, right? Just like bump up the jam. Dear opponent, please don't brazenly borrow me. Thanks. Eggs meat basket. Gingerbrute makes a wonderful basket, chat. We've had a lot of eggs in this basket so far in this set, and he hasn't failed me yet, so... Ooh, that's a good thought. Maybe we should deploy the Serpent for 1 instead of... I was thinking I wanted to play the Serpent for more later, but you're right, I could just play this for 1 because it's this multicolored. Interesting thought. Yes! Nailed it. Nailed it! Definitely a Baffling End matchup. Soul Guide Lantern. They probably don't use their graveyard enough to make Soul Guide Lantern worth it. What am I cutting? What's the weak link, chat? Is it just Ornithopter? I've been trimming Ornithopter. I could trim a mix of Ornithopter and Tempered Steel. I really don't love leaving Tempered Steel in when I cut Ornithopter. Yeah, the Mobilized District hasn't done a lot, I agree, but it also hasn't been bad. It's been pretty free, so I think I'd leave them. Bring in the bounties here and leave a Tempered Steel. I have 20 artifacts, that's fine. What is that sound effect? It's my opponent's sleeve sound effect. Yeah, seems great. Lurrus has been super impressive in this deck so far. Really have liked Lurrus. Good boy. Good boy's been pretty good. Good boy with Lurrus. Listen, chat, with cats and dogs working together, we're unstoppable. You ever use that a Field of Rune or Ghost Quarter? Probably, I don't think so. I think I'd rather have this to randomly pressure Planeswalkers and control decks when we go long. I think is about where I'd like to be in life. Rude. Whoa, is it bugged? There's just a permanent... Hitting view battlefield during sideboarding must have bugged this. There's like a view browser button that shows my original hand here. That's exactly what it is. It's showing my original hand. That's funny. This might be a game where we use this Mobilized District, speaking of. We even have Lurrus in play to make it cheaper. I'm gonna attack with this, because if they block, and even if they pump it twice, I like dog to save it. We gain 6, I replay the dog from the bin. Yeah, I'm leaving Stonecoil Serpent back so I can block the Sprite Dragon. And, like, this is fine, right? So, like, their thing lives. Nice. But I get to just, like, replay the dog here and I gain 6. Did Cardboard Live die for anybody else? Weird. I wonder if this bug did it. I wonder if it just, like, permanently thinks we're looking at my hand. That's funny. Clicking that button definitely wrecked Cardboard Live. That's hilarious. Just good programming right there. Look at that graphic. Look at that graphic, chat. Look at that big ugly white square. What a release ready piece of software. What just fantastic programming. It's all breaking down right before our eyes, chat. Alright, up to 32. Your move, Yugi boy. This is all we got. Stop shaving the small indie company. Those are called value squares. I mean, they didn't charge me extra for them, so seems like good value. I had super low expectations going into this set with this deck, and I was super pleasantly surprised. Super easy deck of the day / Hoogle pick. Gosh, I might even commission this one up for the website. Honestly, felt like it had a really sweet mix of things, both aggressive draws to run people down and some good counterplay in the creature matchups. And it feels like we have tools so we can even be okay in the more controlling matchups. Anything I would change in the 75? I think if you were going to play games against Wilderness Reclamation instead of just conceding them outright, I would play some copies of, where is it? I think Light of Hope is probably your best tool for that matchup. I think you want some ways to take enchantments off the table in the Reclamation matchup to be a little bit more competitive there. Soul Guide Lantern could maybe take or leave. Of course, I don't know that there's a lot of graveyard decks in the format that you really care about, but Soul Guide Lantern is just good with Lurrus because you can recycle it post board, which is nice. So I feel like I would probably fit some Light of Hopes in there. Like maybe Unbreakable Formation was fine, but I don't know that 3 is necessarily necessary. So maybe Formation or Soul Guide Lantern or maybe Ajani, you could fit some Light of Hopes in there for the next matchup. But the main deck felt pretty good. The Selfless Savior Lurrus angle felt like it gave us a lot of play in matches where we otherwise wouldn't have a lot of decisions. Being able to play Savior on 1 to protect Steel Overseer or Lurrus when we got it done was fantastic. Lurrus did a good job of mitigating the downside that's associated with playing an enchant creature like this, and Savior helps mitigate that downside too, right? Yeah, that's a good summary of why this deck felt reasonable. We played against Gruul a few times in other green-based creature decks. We really felt competitive in those games because between Steel Overseer and all that glitters, and even some games with Tempered Steel, we're really able to outclass their boards. And in some cases, all that glitters and Steel Overseer were able to outclass the Gruul deck to the point where even Embercleave didn't allow them to punch through our board, which was fantastic. So if you're looking for a sweet way to approach playing Tempered Steel here from HA3, this is definitely the best thing I've tried. Yeah, we went bigger than a Galt at one point against Mono Green Stomping, which is a lot of fun. All right, at any rate, that's going to wrap up my Magic segment for today. If you're a new viewer, basically every day when I'm streaming now, or a returning viewer, it's been a little bit, I'm doing 2 Magic decks. We've mostly been focusing on Historic, and then we're rolling on into some Rune Terra, which is Riot's card game to wrap things up. So we're going to go ahead and